As a lawyer and a mom, I get people asking me all the time, what do I tell my kid? How do I keep them out of trouble? And at the end of the day, the most important thing you can do and tell your kid is to call you. Building that confidence and that connection and that security with your kid is the most important thing, because when something bad happens, and it inevitably will, they're kids, they're learning, we're growing, all the things. Something bad at some point in their life is gonna happen, and you want that first phone call to be to you, because at the end of the day, them trusting that they can call you to fix a problem is the first step towards a solution. It can be a kid's at a party and had too much to drink, and now all of a sudden their friend is passed out in their own vomit. You need your kid to call you in that situation, because you need to be the one that says, all right, I'm on my way, let's get them to a hospital. And then you may have not only saved that kid's life, but saved your kid's freedom and criminal charges in the future. I mean, all of these things are real life things that have happened, and you want to be the first call that they make. So as a mom and as a lawyer, I cannot stress enough that you want to build confidence and trust with your kid so they know to call you and reach out to you for answers. For example, my daughter is in kindergarten, and they rank them every day, a 4, a 3, a 2, or 1. 4 being the best behavior, 1 being the worst behavior. And one day my daughter got a 2. She was, completely distraught because she'd been talking in class or something silly. But the point being was that my husband picked her up from school, and she was silent the whole way home. And she was terrified to tell him. And first thing when I walked in the door, she ran to me and said, Mommy, I got a 2 today. And I said, okay, let's talk about it. I think communication is key with kids. You want them to have a healthy amount of fear with you. So sometimes there is really a good benefit to a good cop, bad cop. I want them to know that there's discipline coming when they screw up. But at the same time, you want them to talk to you. So for me in this situation, and every kid is different. I've got 3 kids, and I've parented them all differently. So you kind of have to know your kid. But in this situation, I sat down with her and I said, okay, well, what do you think your punishment should be? What do you think you should learn from this? And what did you learn from this? And we talked through it. She needed reassurance that it wasn't the end of the world, and they also need to know that they're human. So I think reminding children daily that, mistakes happen and we're not perfect, but there are consequences is an important part of parenting, because that's not just parenting, that is the rest of their lives. That is the law. So I often equate with my kids that we have rules and punishment at home. Adults also have rules and punishment in life, and that's the legal system. That is the criminal justice system at times when there's people that can't follow the rules. So setting proper parameters for your kid is important. Punishment is important, but you also have to be open to communicate to build that trust so they know and learn.